So our topic today is about the news of the iX 2019, and we will talk about the iXplorer and the Article Center, which is completely new designed. You see it here on the screen, the new surface of the iX. You find here imos elements, you have imos properties, and you have imos Article Center. And you have under the register, under the tab system, you have two buttons, which is Explorer and Article Center. So this part here on the left is the Explorer, and here on the right, this is the Article Center. So before we start in imos, we will get some general information, which we will do via PowerPoint. In the new CAD user interface of the iX 2019, we separate the basic functions of the imos manager. Here on the left, you see the imos manager, and this imos manager, you could switch to Article Center, you could switch to the elements also. You had these three windows, and in these three windows, you can have methods, the properties of the selected elements, and so on. All these basic functions were merged together, and in iX 2019 we separated these basic functions. Let's start with the elements. The elements, that means that there are elements in the drawing, like articles and parts and work groups and edges and whatever. And these elements have properties, and these elements can be treated with methods. This is a view in the surface. You have the imos elements here, and you have a separate palette for the imos properties, or if you switch from properties to methods, you have the methods which can be used to the selected elements. Next basic function is the insert functions. And this is about the insert of articles. And for that, we have a separate Article Center, which is not merged with the imos elements or properties methods. That should make working much easier than before. And last but not least, the master data. We have some master data maintenance here in the imos manager of the iX 2017. This is completely separated to the article designer and to the element manager. And in the Article Center, you find the entry to article designer and to the element manager directly at the article. So there are hopefully advantages also for the user due to this change. And we have a better compatibility of the surface to other surfaces of, let's say, Element Manager, for example. We have more stability, and we have an harmonization of the user interface and the user guidance. There is much more future-proofness. We are working here with current program languages and interface technologies. We support hardware like 4K, 8K monitors, and we can support technologies like virtualization on cloud services much better than with the old imos manager in iX 2017. Further on, we can develop new features. We will see some new features today, and we have the opportunity of new ranges of the application, and we can provide new products. So far, the general information about it, and now let's enter the surface, and we will start with the Article Center. What you see here is that we have folders and articles in folders as before in the imos manager, and so it is quite easy to use for everybody who is familiar with the iX 2017 imos manager. We have a preview with mouse over, so we can skip a separate window for that. It's not further needed. We have a search mode here directly in the surface, not in a separate window. And you have to type in minimum 3 characters. That can be 2201 for this example. You have all articles with 201 in the name. And you can say, okay, I want to have all articles which start with VP. Nothing happens, but you can add a star or something like this, and you get all vertical panels here. And if you want to have vertical panels of 201 height, you find directly only one. So this search mode looks quite better than the old search mode. You have a refresh button. Everybody knows when you have created a new article and this new article is not in the list, you had to switch between globe and article center. Now we have a refresh button which refreshes the list of the article center. If you select, let's say, a folder where are articles inside, like kitchen here, for example, you are able to create a simple XML catalog. We can have a short look what will be the result. You get a catalog XML with the name of the folder, and you get for every article which is in the folder the article XML. But as mentioned, this is just a simple XML catalog. You have, when you open an article, let's go here to, let's say, base cabinets, to the base units with drawers. You have two symbols here. On this symbol, you can enter directly the article center, the article designer, sorry, and can work as usual with the article center. And on the other hand, you have the 3-dot button, which leads directly to the element manager. It opens on the second screen here. Here we are. And in the element manager, you find a new principle, which is article. And here you have all articles in the element manager. You have the complete folder list. And if you want to change something here, you do it in the element manager. It's not possible to make changes, put this article into another folder here in the article center. All changes of the articles will be done here in the element manager. You have direct access from the element manager on the article to the article designer with this edit button here. Here we are. And further on, you have access to the data which was in the imos manager before. There was some small amount of article data. This is you can maintain now here in the element manager. One small hint regarding the entering of the article designer. If you are working with the element manager in the organizer, you can open the element manager, sure. You can select the article, principles, and if you select an article here, you have not the possibility to enter the article designer. There's a small difference between using the organizer for maintaining articles or the use of the element manager out of imos cut. Okay, so we can close this element manager, and yeah, that was all about the imos article center. So it's completely separated from imos elements and imos properties. Next topic is very often we got asked, how can I select parts? How can I select edges? In the imos manager, I had a row of buttons for that. This row is gone, and you can get the selection of edges of parts here in the context menu with a right mouse click. With a right mouse click, you get the context menu, and here you can select all the elements which you could select before in the iX 2017. So we remember context menu if we want to select some edges or other things. Let's go to the imos elements. We have two places where are buttons. We have some buttons on the left side and some buttons on the right side. Let's first use the buttons here on the left side. You have the globe, which shows all articles on the top level. You have a refresh button. You have a level up button. If you, let's say, select an edge, for example, and you want to know in what part it is and in which article group it is and in which article it is, you can go with a level up button up and down back to the globe. And you have this magnifier button. This is a zoom mode. You can switch it on, then it gets red, and then you can click to the articles and the article will be zoomed in, and so this is something like a zoom mode. This works also with parts. Let's make a sample here, and we can go further with this part, bottom shelf, and so on. This will be zoomed in, and so you can easily find your parts, your elements in the drawing. In this small drawing, it's not so important, but there are bigger drawings at our customers where this function will help to find the parts and articles and whatever. Okay, we switch it off, and now we have some buttons on the right side. This means details. If you click on this, you will get the list of the details. Let's go back here. So, list of details. Then we have here a button which is not activated. This is a modifier stack. So here we have an article which has a modifier. And if you select this article, so you see this button is highlighted, and you have access to the modifiers and can delete it, can save it, order related or global. And what you see also as well is if you use a button here, modifier stack, the buttons on the left sides will change to the functionality of this button here. We can go back to the list. This is this button here, the details button, and we have the list again. Then the next button is a filter function, and this is switches also the buttons on the left side. Here we have a current selection, we have complies with filter criteria, and so on. This filter topic can be in a separate online academy, so I will have only a short explanation today because we are just talking about the surface. Let's look what we can get. Let's look to the bottom shelves, and I think this is new and very helpful, that the selection is directly shown here in the graphic. That is one of the new things in the filter dialog. There will be some more news, but this will be part of a separate online academy. So then we have this wrench here. Let's go back to the list. This is completely new and was never usable in the old imos manager. If you select, for example, a contiguous part, let's use this base part here, or base article, you see that the parametrics button is highlighted. And if you click on the parametrics button, you will get the list of the properties of this principle here, and you have full access to all properties of the contiguous part principle, like oversizes and so on. You can have for the base articles access to the stretchers and to the trims, and you can modify this contiguous part here very easily. If you say, okay, strip on the left is missing in this case, and I want to have one, then you enter the element manager, which opens here. And then let's go to the base parts. We are in the part definitions for sure, and select this part definition and apply it. And now we have a base part on the left side. And this is not fixed in the drawing currently. It's just a preview. And we want to have on the right side also this, we want to have also a part. And let's select it and apply it. So, and when we are satisfied with our selection, with our modifying of all these values, then we can click this OK button, this hook, and now this new configuration of the basis is part of the order. So this, remember this parametrics button, this is for the contiguous part to modify contiguous parts. What do we have? Sorry. What do we have to look for? Now we can go to the imos properties. Sorry for that. And let's start quite easy here with this article. And in the imos properties, you can see the properties and the values of the selected article. That is a bit like you know it from the old imos manager. You can switch to the methods, and this is what you can use to treat this article. Or if you select two articles, maybe it is different. It's only possible to use less methods when you select more articles. The same is with parts. Let's open parts here and select parts, and you have the methods you can use on these parts, and you have the properties which have equal values for these two selected parts. Okay, let's go back to elements. Nothing is visible in the properties because no element is selected. So we have these two different modes, properties and methods. The content of the methods is completely equal to the content which you know from imos manager in the 2017, but we show it with much better symbols and tooltips, so it's quite easy to find the correct method. Let's have a look to properties. So we have to select an article, for example, or a part, switch to properties, and this overview of values and properties is much better than you know it from the imos manager in iX 2017. There's one further thing with these palettes, imos elements, properties, and article center. You can use these palettes completely independent from your imos. That was also not possible with the imos manager, and you can move it on another screen like I do now. You will not see the palettes now. I have them on the second screen, and you have a much bigger space for the drawing, which was also not possible with the old imos manager. And if you want to go back on one screen, you can move it back here where you want to have it. Okay, and the article center is missing. Here in our online academy, there's only one screen on the video, so we have to use it on one screen, and so the space for the drawing is as small as it was before. You can make it wider, you can move around here. This is also much easier as in the imos manager before. You can make it smaller as you want. So these are really genuine AutoCAD palettes, and you can work with these palettes as with AutoCAD palettes. So then we have this needle here. This is something like the follow mode, and to show that I will move this palette into the graphic, and now I will fix this follow mode, and if I now click here, this window with the properties will follow my mouse to the selected elements, and this can be very helpful in bigger drawings. So I will switch the follow mode off. This is also completely new in iX 2019. So another question we got asked is how can I create contiguous parts? And you know, in imos manager you had these buttons to create bases, to create worktops, light balances, and so on. And I will just delete this worktop, sure, with methods, and I want to create it new. So when you want to create contiguous parts in your drawing, you need these buttons here, contiguous parts, for bases, for work surface, for light strips, and for cornice. And to get these symbols here in the methods, it's needed to stay on elements here or to have a article selected. Here are the contiguous parts symbols. If you have select, let's say, a part, you will not be able to create contiguous parts. So where are my contiguous parts symbols? I get it if I switch on elements, and then let's create a worktop. Click here, the screen changes a bit, and I have to select the articles and so on. And now I get a worktop, and this is also new. The worktop is not fixed in the order now. This is just a preview. I have to select the correct principle for the work surfaces. And let's say we will use one with an left oversize of 20 millimeters, oversize right, and I want to have only left. So I apply that, and now I have this oversize here. I can change the oversize on the left, let's say to 200 millimeters. And so I can prepare my work surface principle completely here. And when I'm satisfied with my values, then I can click the apply or the OK button, and my new worktop is part of the element list. So here we are, and here is the new worktop principle. And last but not least, I want to have a look to the free construction parts. Make this a bit smaller. Maybe you have seen the free construction symbols here. This is for part from points. This is part to edge. You know all these things. Contour part, part from polyline. You can add connection situations, create a standard part, and so on. I will click here on the standard part, and I have to create a standard part of, let's say, 800 in this direction, 400 in this direction, and 19 millimeters thickness. And this is the same thing. This is just a preview, as you know, also from creating part designer parts. But now this dialog to create these parts and to set up the values for the different properties, this is made much better now in the imos properties dialog than it was before. I think you remember this old dialog. You wasn't able to enlarge it or to make it smaller, and now you can have it on the second screen, for example, completely independent from the drawing. You can move around with the columns here, and yeah, if you are satisfied with your with the setting of values for your free construction part, you can click the apply, the OK button, and you have a new article here in your list. Okay, so far our online academy about the new surface in iX 2019 with imos elements and imos properties, which is the Explorer. If you switch it off, for example, also the article center, you can get it back if you click on the Explorer. Here you have elements and properties, which is the Explorer. Can make it a bit smaller. And the article center is this separate button here, and you get the article center back again. So thank you very much for listening, for viewing, for watching, and we would be very pleased to see you again in our next episode about the news of iX 2017. Bye and a nice evening.